Welcome back to the Bible Reading Project. It is Wednesday, and I'm here with People Mark. You want to sing first?
What do you pick to sing today? Because you're doing Christmas songs all week long.
Yep.
And we're kind of impressed with your vocalness.
I don't think so.
Okay, we're not then. so what do you want to sing?
Deck the Halls.
Ooh, that's one of my favorite shows for Christmas, because you're supposed to tell us yours yesterday and you didn't come. Mine probably will be, at least one is A Christmas Story. And at the very end, deck a heart with power of Harry. Are we going to sing it that way or the normal way?
Probably the normal way.
Okay,
you can sing it that way and I'll sing it the normal way at the same time.
I'm ready when you are.
All right, 1, 2, 3. Deck the halls with boughs of holly, fa la 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 la. 'Tis the season to be jolly. Fa la 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 la.
Very good. That is awesome. Thank you so much.
I think you did a way better job than I did.
don't know about that. But I can't sing that song without thinking about the show, like little Ralphie. I can't. And when his brother falls down and goes, I can't get up. I can't get up.
That's a funny
I love it. It's my favorite. One of my favorite shows. What's yours? You got it.
Okay,
you got to go for it.
We'll do it in categories.
Okay.
So like old timey, because we used to do a tradition with another family friend
Okay.
where we would watch old timey Christmas movies.
Okay.
So my favorites are White Christmas and Holiday Inn, because they're like
what? Holiday what?
Holiday Inn. It's the movie before White Christmas.
Do you know I've never seen any of those?
What in the world?
I know. I've never seen either one of those.
Go home tonight because you have no B group tonight.
That is true.
And watch Holiday Inn and then White Christmas.
Holiday Inn, and then are they black and white?
Holiday Inn is.
Okay, so
White Christmas is not.
Holiday Inn, and do you remember who stars in them?
Blue Eyes guy, the singer. I don't remember the names.
Okay, so I've never seen either one of them. I will watch them, I promise. I've never seen either one, and I'll tell my kids because...
Does Revan like old-timey movies? Or no?
Yeah,
she probably likes the modern ones because
yeah,
she's hip.
So they probably are going to go Holiday in Handcuffs, that kind of thing. They love that. So Holiday Inn and
White Christmas.
And White Christmas.
Those are the old-timey ones. And then the more modern ones, I just recently, like really new ones. I just recently watched the most newest Grinch, and it's really cute. And I like it a lot.
You know, I used to do the Grinch.
I do. I took a picture with you in like 2014 when my head was shaved.
Do you know?
And Chrissy and Logan were there.
Do you know I love doing it, but it embarrasses Robin? And do you know, like we said, what makes a healthy marriage? She just lets me be me. So I'll start doing the Grinch, and she just rolls her eyes. Do you know what else I do as tradition?
What?
Every year, I take my family to La Bamba Mexican restaurant on karaoke night, and I sing the Grinch. And every time they're like, Dad, please don't.
What about you? The restaurant loves it.
They do. They clap, they cheer, and my girls just go, God, I can't believe we're kin to him.
That's so funny.
And but I do it anyway because I feel like, yeah, you know what? I've supported their habits. It's one time a year I get to get them back. So I do it. We'll do it this year. I may call you.
Sweet.
And you come with, would you come with me? Would you come? Would you applaud and not be embarrassed?
Yes.
Okay. So when I know I'm going to do it, I'm going to call you and Matt. You and Matt go to La Bamba with us. And then I do my karaoke. You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch.
Yes.
And so I'm going to do it. Thank you so much. Just before we jump into your question, you have a good one today. All right. Tell me a little bit about the cap and gown.
That is when I graduated.
High school or college?
College.
Okay. And your degree again was what?
It's a bachelor's in science of ministry.
Bachelor's in Science of Ministry from Southeastern. And then I see a real happy face in this next picture.
Yes.
What's going on there?
Those are Thanksgiving pictures or fall pictures that we took in 2017.
It looks like he proposed. That's how happy you are. Are you just that happy for Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
That is
and
awesome.
him.
Okay. Because it looks like he's whispering, will you marry me? And you're like, oh my gosh,
It's because he's so awkward in the pictures. And so I'm just laughing at him probably, really.
Oh, okay. So really quick, and we can do it quick. How did he propose?
So there's this thing that I told him way back in like 4th month of dating where I felt like he was going to say, I love you to me. And I was like, don't say I love you to me unless you're proposing to me. Because I was tired of guys saying those words to me and not meaning it.
Yeah, like I love you and they don't mean it. They just want sugar.
So I was like, sorry, I feel you trying to say it to me.
Yeah.
Don't do it until
That's good. I like
unless you
that. You're
propose to
strong.
me.
I like that.
And I was, we got married when we were 21.
Okay.
So then the day that he said I love you to me, I thought he just was tired of waiting. So I didn't really catch on. And then he's like, no, I love you. Oh. And I was like, what?
Where were you?
We were it's like a Wormslow plantation in Savannah. Okay. So it's really pretty. That's all awesome. The trees. And we were just walking around and he just proposed.
So you say you got married at 21. Do you think that's young or old?
I think it's younger.
Okay. And so what would your advice be? Because you asked me my advice. If someone 21 came to you and said, I'm in love, I'm ready to get married, what would you tell them?
I would probably tell them the same things you said. One, have you talked to both parents? What do they say? Are you listening to wisdom? And just gauging their maturity level.
Awesome. One more pick. I have to know, what is this?
That is, that specific day it was posted was like a National Adoption Day. Oh, and cool. You like put a smiley face on your hand.
Awesome. Yeah. Awesome.
I was with Brandy because, Brandy's adopted as well.
Yep, that is awesome. So. I love it. And final picture, you look really strange here. I love the poofy hair. So looks like you just got your learner's permit. Nope. Poofy hair. What's going on in this picture?
The Chicago Cubs won the World Series in 2016.
Oh, man. And that's why you're so happy with the Chicago Cubs winning the World Series.
You just can't see my shirt, but it's a Cub shirt.
That is awesome. Well, I'm so glad you're here again. So shoot it out to me and tell me what is your question for today, because you've picked marriage. And we've talked Proverbs 1.
Yep.
And then we talked 1 Corinthians 12. I loved yesterday, just letting each other be each other. So what do you got today?
Today is, what are some practical things to do if you feel like your marriage is unhealthy right now to get healthy? Okay.
Here's where I'm going to land on that. I'm going to land, most people don't get unhealthy overnight. Like it's not you wake up one day like, oh gosh.
Right.
What have I done? It's usually a slow erosion, right?
Yes.
Like, example, why would you even want to marry a jerk?
Right.
Right? Why would I want to sell my soul to a guy who doesn't spend time with me, doesn't talk to me, doesn't bring me flowers, doesn't call me, doesn't text me, just wants me for his own pleasures? Most girls, I say all, most girls are going to go, no.
Yeah.
I don't want that, because there's something weird about dating and engagement. Some people call it courting, whatever. Is it the chase and the romance and the giddiness and the phone calls and the flowers and the going on dates and the movies? It's fun. It generates excitement. We're getting to know each other. But then I think the biggest problem, you said, if it's unhealthy, what can I do? I find familiarity is the thing that kills it. We become so familiar with each other, we take advantage of each other.
Right.
So most of the time, by the time couples would come to me, which generally they're already unhealthy in some degree, miscommunications, money, sexual issues, emotional issues. So as a pastor, most people who are going to come talk to me are already at some level of unhealthiness.
Yes.
Right? Do you know what I found out about that?
What?
Most of them already knew they were unhealthy, knew what to do about it, and just refused to do something.
Why do you think they refuse to do so?
I go back to, sometimes in marriage, you just want to win. You don't want to feel like you're losing.
Yeah.
And it's important to you to win. And so I'm going to hold on to what I believe, because by God, I'm going to win. So maybe that. I find sometimes people allow unhealthiness to come because they just don't know how to communicate.
Yeah.
Because in their head, they're like, I don't want to talk about this because I know when I say the word, we're going to fight. I would rather not fight, so I'm just going to ignore it.
Right.
Because if I say that word, it is a trigger for all hell's about to break loose.
Actually, when we were doing our premarital counseling, I had struggled with sharing what frustrated me. And so you actually told us a way to help me was to not just blurt it out in the moment, but to write it down and then think on it. And then, and that really helped me start communicating better.
Yeah. So what I mean by most people that are already unhealthy have become unhealthy over a long period of time.
Yeah.
But what they're looking for is a quick fix, right? I just want you to tell me what to do. I'll do it. Tomorrow will be great. But yet it's been 2.5 years of unhealthy habits.
Right.
So you said, read the question one more time just to make sure we're trekking.
Yes. It says, let me get there. What are some practical things to do in your marriage if you currently feel like it's unhealthy to get healthy?
Okay. First, I would start with, do you really believe you're unhealthy? Because most people don't.
Right.
most people just think, yeah. So here's how I define unhealthy. Is there a situation you cannot talk about?
That's good.
Then you're unhealthy. Okay? So if there's a topic in your home, I cannot talk about it. I cry, he gets mad, she gets mad. It's a source of irritant. You're probably already unhealthy. Because anytime you're married to someone and you feel like I can't share my deepest thoughts with them, then without them getting angry or combative, or it's already unhealthy. The communication side.
Yes.
Unhealthy, unless there's a physical reason, a medical reason, is a lack of intimacy. And I don't just mean sexual intimacy, but a lack of intimacy of spending time close to one another, holding hands, sitting on a couch together, walking together, being in each other's presence. But not in each other's presence with you're on one side of the room and I'm on the other, but we're in each other's presence, meaning we're engaged in your life and my life, and we're sharing that. So I would start that first. You just need to recognize, are you really unhealthy? Are there do you think differently?
Yeah.
And that's okay. We talked about that, right? But if my different way of thinking about money is different than yours, and we know it is, but your way of thinking irritates the hound out of me, and so you feel abused and used because I won't give you freedom to spend money, but I'm not going to give you freedom to spend money because you spend too much money, and now here we go.
Yeah.
So I would start here first. Admitting you might be unhealthy.
Yes.
And once I admit it, I start saying this. Number 2, what can I work on?
Yeah.
Not you. What do I need to work on? And you say, well, what do you mean? First, are there any thoughts in my head about you that cause me anxiety, right? Toward your spouse. Yeah. Robin was a perfectionist in our young years. It irritated me. Because she wanted everything perfect, like the glass had to be perfect, not in a bad way. That was her personality. Mine's just like, put the glass down, let's go. Yeah. And so, but I realized that the thing that really was ruining our marriage was not that we fought, we didn't cuss, we don't throw things, we don't holler, but a seed in my head of a negative a negative thought. And so I think if you're asking me, what can I practically do if I'm unhealthy to get healthy? Never, ever, 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 as long as you're on this planet, let a negative thought get in your brain about your husband.
Right.
It will destroy you.
Yes.
And if I could just be as practical as I could be, I think stop negative thinking. You said practical.
Yes.
Don't ever, and I tell my wife that, Robin, I will never allow a negative thought into my head that germinates. If I have a negative thing about her, I'm like, oh, no, not going there.
Right.
I'm not going to think that. I love my bride. I love everything she is. I'm not going to dwell on that negativity. So number 1, practical, stop all negative thinking. He's just too fat. He's mean. He's this. He doesn't listen to me. He never, she never. I just have to stop that.
Yeah.
Number 2, speak life.
Yes.
Every single day. I love you. I think you're awesome. I love how you look. You're beautiful to me. Because guess what? James 3 says that your life follows your mouth.
Yes.
So if that's true, then your marriage follows your mouth. And I would say no negative thinking, speak life. Number 3, you're just going to have to put down life and spend time together.
Yes.
I would say go on a date. I can't afford it, then go walk.
Yes.
I'm too, I find people can make excuses to not spend time together.
Yes.
Number 4, talk about the hard things. So if you want to get healthy, you're going to have to talk hard things. Now, some people have the skill to do that. Some people don't.
Right.
If you don't, you got to enlist help, a counselor, a professional counselor, a pastor, somebody that can listen and help you navigate that. So I want to read a passage of scripture. It's James 4. This is going to be our text for today to read all day long and take those thoughts. Listen just to verse 17. So I said, no negative thinking about each other. Speak only positive. Make sure you keep intimacy with one another. Spend time together. Hang out together. Do those things and learn how to talk about the hard things. So those 4 things, listen to verse 17 of James 4. Remember, it is sin to know what you ought to do and then not do it. So I think most people know what to do. They just don't want to do it. I just gave 4 things to do, but you would be amazed at how many people will find excuses of why they can't do just 4 simple things.
Yeah.
But the Bible says if you know what to do, it's sin. And most people think, oh, adultery's sin.
Right.
Oh, losing my temper is sin. And James says, no, if you just know what to do and you don't do it, it's sin. So if you know how to treat your husband, talk to your husband, he knows how to do it, but y'all don't because you're copping an attitude, well, it's sin.
Yep.
And then therein lies unhealthiness. Thank you for that. That was a good question
It
today.
was.
I love you. We'll see you tomorrow. Hey, James chapter 4, read it today and let verse 17 stick out. If you know what to do, then just do it. Otherwise, it's sin. Have a good one. We'll see you tomorrow.